I'm sure many of you have stared at a cheap, off-brand Strat that looks like a bargain but ends up sounding like a tin can after the first jam session. The regret that follows return hassles, wasted money, and the nagging feeling you've set yourself up for a subpar tone makes you wonder if splurging a little more can actually save you time and frustration. That's exactly the dilemma I faced before I dug into the Fender custom shop Stevie Ray Vaughan signature Stratocaster numbers, and the question I keep hearing from folks is whether this guitar feels like a smarter buy or just another pricey vanity. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about why a signature model like this matters. Stevie Ray Vaughan's tone has become a benchmark for blues rock players, and Fender's custom shop tries to capture that spirit by using the same body shape, wood choices, and finishing techniques that SRV loved. For anyone who spends evenings chasing that warm, vintage-inspired bite, the idea of having a factory-approved version of his exact guitar can feel like a shortcut to authenticity. But that promise also carries a risk, a signature lookalike that doesn't actually deliver the nuance you expect. The Fender custom shop tries to balance those concerns with a few thoughtful choices. The instrument's core is an Alder body finished in a three-tone sunburst that fades from a deep mahogany glow at the edges to a bright, honey-colored center. That finish isn't just cosmetic. The aging process on Alder tends to yield a slightly mellow low end that gives blues players body without drowning the higher frequencies. When I plugged the guitar into a modest 15-watt combo amp, the mids rolled out smooth and full, and the highs stayed articulate, exactly the kind of response SRV's recordings showcase. In a real-world rehearsal room, that balance meant I could switch from clean rhythm chops to overdriven leads without feeling like the guitar was fighting the amp for space. A big part of the SRV signature vibe is the triple single-coil pickup configuration. Fender's custom shop uses a set of vintage-style single coils that sit a little hotter than the standard Strat set you might find on a novice model. In practice, that translates to more output when you dig in on the bridge pickup, giving you that gritty edge that's perfect for blues rock bends. I tested this by layering a clean tone track under a mid-gain solo, and the bridge pickup cut through nicely, retaining clarity even when I cranked the gain a notch higher. The neck pickup, meanwhile, kept the classic Fender glassy sparkle that works well for clean chord voicings or arpeggiated lines, so the guitar feels genuinely versatile, not just a one-track instrument. Now, the neck itself is worth a separate mention. The maple neck is finished with a satin gloss that feels smooth yet provides enough grip for long-haul bends. The Rosewood Fingerboard, with its 9.5-inch radius, strikes a sweet spot between comfort for chordal work and speed for soloing. One practical observation: after an hour of playing, the Fingerboard didn't develop that dreaded dig in feeling that some satin-finished guitars can develop, which means you can stay in the groove without adjusting your grip midway through a set. This kind of nuance matters for gigging musicians who can't afford to pause and readjust. The Tremolo system, a synchronized double-edge bridge, is another point where the custom shop model diverges from a standard Strat. The bridge is engineered to maintain tuning stability even when you throw in a full-swing dive bomb. In a live rehearsal, I experimented with a few aggressive pulls and releases and found the guitar stayed within a quarter step of its original pitch good enough that I won't have to keep a tuner handy between songs. That said, the tremolo isn't the locking design you'd see on a modern Floyd Rose. It's still a classic Fender style, so if you need absolute lockdown for heavy shredding, you might want a different platform. For blues, however, the flexibility it offers without sacrificing tuning is a real plus. Who should buy this guitar? If you're a semi-serious blues or rock player who already knows the basics of tone shaping and wants a step up from a standard entry-level Strat, the SRV Signature Custom Shop is a solid candidate. It's especially appealing for those who value a historically accurate finish and a pickup set that leans a bit hotter than the average. Musicians who plan to record in a studio environment will appreciate the balanced frequency response, because the guitar's natural warmth can sit nicely in a mix without needing heavy EQ tricks. Also, collectors and fans of Stevie Ray Vaughan who want a piece of his legacy will find the numbers, new old stock, presentation untouched by time, but with that vintage sunburst patina adds an emotional weight you can't get from just any Strat. On the flip side, skip this model if you're primarily a metal or high-gain player. The single-coil pickups, while expressive, will hum under extreme distortion, and the tremolo won't hold the kind of pitch stability you'd expect from a locking system. Beginners on.